Hello, and welcome to 10 Very Big Books, a Malazan Readthrough podcast. My name is India Jones. I have not read every book in the main series, and I am here with my co-hosts, one who has read every book in the main series and also happens to be my friend and closest confidant, Peter Bond.
Hello, India. So happy to have you back on the show. I was happy to go to Clown Town, but the show just ain't the same without your melodious voice.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And second, but most certainly not second in my heart, AJ Fileri.
Hold on, I just gotta get one more honk honk. All right, I'll put it back in my clown pocket. I'll get back in the clown car because we're here for the episode now. I'm so happy to be back. Hello, everybody.
And the gingerbread cookie that I would eat first, Joshua Dean Baker.
Hell yeah. Now, when you eat me, am I gonna get, dunked first? Are you gonna, pick off my gumdrop buttons a la Shrek in that terrible, terrible torture scene? What are you feeling?
I'm thinking legs first, then arms. Save the best part for last, that face.
Hot. All right, I'm ready.
Wow. I'm glad we both have the same thought because my immediate question was, feet or head first? Where do you go?
I always go feet first. That head's gotta be last.
Agreed.
Really?
Absolutely agreed. Which brings me to my next segue point. I'm having a cookie party today.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's also called the Gingerbread Gala. It's also called the Cookie Bake-Off.
Okay.
Well, you couldn't choose one name. You had to keep... I think for brand consolidation, it could be good to go with one.
I love the word gala for this.
That's the thing, is it initially was the cookie party. Eventually that started to sound a little childish, and the Gingerbread Gala was born.
We're adults here.
Well, Gingerbread Gala has an air of elegance to it.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm. What are you making for this gala?
So I invited my friend, Christina. Mm-hmm. PB knows Christina. We went to college
Shout
together.
out to Christina on the show. What up?
Hey, Christina. You won't listen to this.
Christina.
No chance.
But she was going to come last minute. I switched the date. She can't come. I'm making her cookie. It's a Heath Bar chocolate giant cookie.
Ooh, yeah.
So-
Heath bars are so underrated.
The most underrated. High key, the most underrated. Every other chocolate bar is trash compared to the Heath Bar.
I love a fucking...
Wow.
Anything that's got toffee in it, sign me the fuck up.
Abso-fucking-lutely, Josh.
I couldn't even tell you what a Heath bar is, so...
A Heath bar is I guess I'm the Heath bar hater here. A Heath bar is just a hard toffee with a thin shell of chocolate on the outside.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck me
just
up.
it's awful to eat.
It's definitely not for, you gotta be confident in your teeth when you eat it.
Yeah, it's like a Butterfinger levels of fucks up your teeth, but harder.
But also better because Butterfinger is trash compared to
Butterfingers
Heath bar.
suck shit. I'm glad-
Worst.
And I always felt like when I've ever eaten Butterfingers, I'm looking around feeling like I'm the insane one. Everybody hates this, right? Why was this candy popular at all?
Because they got that Simpsons
Bart
push,
Simpson.
man. Bart Simpson fucking eating those little Butterfinger
It's true. They
BBs
were
in the
everywhere
tree.
as a child because fucking we all love Bart, I guess.
Eat my shorts, baby.
Fucking eat my shorts.
To be honest, though, it is disgusting, and you should have felt judged.
Yeah.
Nice.
The worst fucking candy.
Nice.
Some poor Butterfingers fan is having a bad day opening up their podcatcher.
But at least they know you're right there with them,
So we're talking what? Malazan chapters something and
17 and 18. We're talking 17 and 18, baby. Let's get right into it.
These are some chapters.
Some stuff happens in these chapters.
To say the least, I have no fucking idea what's going on. So
Yeah, I would say multiple times throughout my notes, I wrote, I don't know what's happening in this scene. So I'm excited for that energy.
I am too. The Malazan Marines are in Lethri territory. Beak has been hiding his group from Lethri mages as they try to catch up with the Marines from urban Hellion squads. After they catch up for a quick meeting, Hellion proposes they push forward mean and fast, and Sort agrees. Beak warns them about the Beast Hold, that Belgrade's necromancy might not be enough to cover them. Sort and Beak leave. Fiddler's group is running from an ambush that would have definitely killed them, thanks to Korab's luck. The group comes across a farmhouse, and Fiddler and Cuddle plan to do the drum, a Cuzzler contraption he and Hedge invented. The rest of his squad and Gessler's squad go to investigate the farmhouse. They are attacked by 2 Kendrila demons who quit the demon game and became farmers. Uruhela is killed and the Malazans withdraw. Keneb recalls the Great Commanders and wonders where Tavor will fit. Hedge and Emroth come to the end of the ice fields. He tries to figure out where Emroth is going and what she is up to. Emroth asserts allegiance to the crippled god and says she intends to ally with the Imass living there to the crippled god's cause. Realizing this, Hedge kills her, and he sees her leg had turned to flesh. It turns out she was probably hot. Quickben, Onrack, Troll, and the Umlava kittens bro out for a bit. The Marines head out, each thinking of their own private thoughts about their place in this battle, their squad, and about each other. They hear an ambush off the distance and hope whoever was involved came out of it. Shirgalal recaps for Tavor what's been going on between the Eater and the Letheri. Twilight arrives with Yadan and claims her role as Queen of the Shake. Tavor tells Twilight they seek a pilot to Letheris, and Shirk realizes it's going to be her. So, coming off of chapter 17, how do you guys feel about, Beak and his relationship with Sort and how he's feeling internally? Things are getting a little depressy. How we feeling? We cool on Beak? We hot on Beak? What do we think? Opening up the chapter with Beak?
Yeah, I think opening the chapter with Beak was a strong choice, just because Beak is always a character that I'm like, I'm glad we're in Beak's POV right now.
Same. Absolutely.
Because there's always going to be something interesting, like Balgrid is the only one who's had a white candle for a while. What the fuck does that mean?
Right. Absolutely.
What's the white candle,
Let's
Beak?
get into that. What is the blue candle?
Well, that's fair too. Yeah, I don't know any of the colors.
Or the red candle.
Pretty sure blue candle is Makra because he says they've all got some blue candle now. I think he says that like in his first chapter.
Oh.
But that's the only one we know.
Mm.
So the candle is magic? Like, I know the candle is magic. I know that. But like each candle now represents a different type of magic.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the case.
They're all Warrens or Holds. I think Beak can have access to both because he was taught by by a witch how to access the Holds, I think, or vice versa, something. But yeah, he has access to both, which is wild. Just again, one of those mages that's way more powerful than they think they are.
Yep.
We love to see that.
Should we, just quick clarification, should we have known who Balgrid was, like, at the beginning of this chapter? Because we meet him immediately next, but the name did not ring a bell.
Me either.
I'm struggling on who that is right now anyway.
No, I no.
Okay.
You're...
He's the squad mage with...
If we've met him before this,
he's the squad mage with Hellion.
Got it. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Squad mage. He's he does the magic.
Yes.
With the group.
Yes.
Okay. I'm the squad mage of this podcast.
All snap.
But only today, for one night only. Okay, so, and then during that conversation, I feel like, what is the point? So, what is Beak doing right now? Like, keeping them from, because I know the necromancer guy, is keeping them from tracking Hellion's people, but is Beak doing that for everyone else with the candles? Or is there no point? Are we just randomly talking about candles because at some point where these candles are going to be super relevant and not candles, but the magic? Beak. If I learned anything, just quick rant from the host, because this is my podcast today.
Yeah.
I have chapters 17 and 18 really showed me that I have no tactical ability. And reading everything that's going on, and it is like from the Malazans, and it is all part of one large tactic. I have no fucking idea what they're doing. I have no idea where they're going. I have no idea why they're doing it. So to say that these chapters were tough for me and it wasn't just like a bunch of random, shout out to Steve, short stories that I was reading every time we jumped POVs, is how I felt. Does anyone else ever feel that way? you guys follow along pretty well, huh?
I think this. I agree with you in that. In these couple of chapters in the middle here, it is the POV jumping is a little much for me sometimes.
And I love a good POV jump, but mostly I love it from chapter to chapter.
Sure. Yeah. I think what's hard too is we're jumping from, I mean, like you said, India, we're jumping from Bone Hunter Squad to Bone Hunter Squad, and some of them are traveling together. Some of them are on Second Maiden Fort. Like it's very, it gets to be a lot. I felt that same way when we jumped from Hellion Squad to then Fiddler and like Korik and all them who are with them, but not in the same like encampment or whatever. They're all like, it's just, it's confusing.
Exactly. And the reason I bring that up is the perfect segue into the next section. We literally jump to Hellion, and then Hellion's moving fast with her group. They're just kicking ass, taking names, running away when they need to, you know? And I thought to myself, all of these people are working toward one common goal, and I am just realizing that now. So that was annoying. But moving into the Hellion stuff, anybody want to talk about the Beast Hold and what the fuck that means? Because obviously Beak and Sort catch up with them and are telling them, yeah, guys, you know, you got to be careful. We might get caught up. They might be able to find us. And I don't know what that matters and what that means, and I want to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, I think they were worried about the horses, right?
Yeah, tracking the horses to the Beak.
Yeah, because they're like...
But I thought that he said that's not the reason. It's not about the horses.
I think it is. I think they said the horses are how they could be tracked through the Beast Hold, but they were kind of like, well, they haven't done it yet. They're probably not going to or something.
So why even bring it up?
Because Beak said something.
Because that's what Beak and Steve do. They bring it up.
Yeah.
Honestly, the beginning is there's really not much going on. Well, I mean,
there's not a lot of concrete stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's just let's Beak talking a lot.
Yeah. Let's just keep it going. We're learning. We're moving on. We're moving on. And then we
I'm sorry. I know we're just moving on, but there was one line that Beak had that really made me uncomfortable. He said, he knew, die happy, which normally could be like, oh, you know, you're going to die happy, I think. But the fact that it's from Beak's POV makes me think that Beak knows how everybody is going to die.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. So he's weird. Oh.
It makes me uncomfortable thinking about it. Anyway, so let's move on.
Appreciate it. And then we move to another group of, and also, am I going to be calling them, let me stop. Cut. So, Bone Hunters. Is that what I'm calling them instead of Malazans now?
Probably.
They are the Bone Hunters.
For all yeah.
And so when people say the Malazans are coming, are we talking about the Bone Hunters?
Yes.
In this book, yes.
Okay.
Because they're the only Malazans that we have met.
I didn't know if it was the other Malazans.
Yeah. Not in this book.
Like the proper empire.
Correct. Right. All right. So then we pop over to new Bone Hunters that are no longer bridge burners and are also Malazans. And we see Fiddler. They're talking about ambushing that thing where they make I guess an explosion.
Yeah.
Is this the chapter where he does the cool square thing or whatever it's called?
I don't know what you're talking about, Josh. This is when he shaves down the explosive.
He had a name for it. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, where he uses the 4 different bombs. That was cool. Loved it.
Wild.
The drum.
Wild shit.
The drum. That's what it's called. Thank you.
The drum.
Don't mind me jumping ahead, but it's how cute is it that he and Hedge created this thing, and then Hedge, when we jump to Hedge's POV, I think is making the same thing. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I mean, not this. He's making a bomb more or less, but he can just like think about it and it shows up because he's a ghost.
Yeah,
which is pretty great.
He manifested it.
I loved this little flashback. It was like, oh yeah, we were with Whiskey Jack's squad and we just got these Moranth munitions and nobody knew how they worked. So Hedge and I tested them all and named them. And I was like blew my mind that Fiddler was the one that named.
I know.
Fiddler and Hedge were the ones that named all of the fucking munitions. It's so good. It's such good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that part. Named munitions.
Yeah, so they like when they're doing the whole flashback thing, they talk about like, oh, this one's called Sharpers because when they explode, there's like little bits that come out, and we'll call these ones Cussers because they like knock you out, and whatever all the other ones are. Yeah, like all we had. All we had really known about Fiddler and Hedge is that they were like really good at it, and that they had made the crossbows that can shoot them, but they were also the first Malazans to like test them out, which is just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was funny because my next question was going to be Hedge has cussers, and I don't know I was thinking, how am I supposed to know what a cusser is? Like, what even is that?
The big boy explosives.
Now I know. And I know that we've heard them before.
Yeah, I think we've said it before.
We absolutely have. I ignore, like, it's like
the military stuff.
Like, I don't ignore it. It's just like, I read it and then, well, a cusser explodes, so that's what a cusser does. Like, but I don't know what it is. Like, but obviously, I guess it had to be a bomb. Yeah. So I don't know. Do I come to PB? PB's being awfully quiet over there.
Am I?
Do I come on over?
Come on over. The water's fine.
All right.
Let's play.
I'm gonna dip my toe in. I'm gonna dip a few toes in. So we had a little mishap. Bottle didn't do his due diligence when assessing who was in the farmhouse.
Yes.
And it turned out to be 2 demons.
Of course it was 2 demons.
And we lost a person who I had no idea who they were.
Uruhella.
R.I.P. Classic Steve move. How'd you feel going? Were you expecting it? First time, second time, you knew it was coming. Did it hit different?
Well, I did not remember this particular encounter, I have to be honest. But I will ask you this. These demons.
I assume that we've probably seen them before.
Yes, we have.
These are the ones that chased down the Forkrilla sail for the brothers, right? For the Sungar brothers.
That's what, yeah.
For Midnight Tides.
Who peed into the hole.
Yeah.
Peed into the hole.
Yeah.
No.
I love that they've just been farmers.
They've just become farmers. I find it really fucking funny. Well, they just decide to make a life for themselves where they can, They're just trying to survive like anyone else.
So why did they kill anyone?
Well, Urahela had it coming, if you think about it,
She was walking up with an empty water thing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
They're still demon princes, They're going to do demon prince shit.
Wow, Josh.
That sounds
just because you're a demon prince means you're going to kill people.
Right, literally.
Yes. I mean, we just saw that is the case, so.
Wow, Josh. I think we've met so many cool demons in this book. I can't believe you would say that.
And how
not all demons are built the same.
I would say though, there has not been many demons in this particular book. Actually pretty demon light.
Yeah.
I miss it. I really only miss Apt.
Gray Frog?
And Gray Frog.
Gray Frog.
Gray Frog was funny too. You're right.
Yeah.
Just going down demon lane.
I wanted to interject earlier. I do agree that I think when the POVs are shifting and we're just shifting from to lots of different soldiers who are in similar scenarios, but like different places or in different arrangements, or it's like a different group of somewhat similar or arrangement. Sometimes it is a little confusing. It's not as clear as like when you're cutting from like Brol Hanadar in the All to Tehol in the city or something. It's like,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree with that.
Yeah,
out of place, but I had to jump in. I was chilled out too hard back here. I was just chilling so fucking hard.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not easy carrying the show on my back, guys.
Well, the thing is, you weren't here last week, so I feel like we had to kind of throw it to you.
Yeah, it really is. At the end of the day, I do need the people love this voice. So the more I speak.
So many people in the Discord missed your voice, India. Truly. It's
good to be back, guys. And I'm so sorry. Maybe an impromptu apology for what it's just been. It's been rough, and
it's okay.
And sometimes I fall into a hole, and then I can't get out.
And then some demons piss down it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also get a Culp name drop from Gessler. Talking about, he fell off during a firestorm. I don't really know what happened to him. Hope he's okay. Is Culp coming back?
Is Culp coming back?
The wizard from the first half of Dead House Gates?
No recollection of who that is.
He traveled with Fellison and people. No, he traveled with
Stormy Gessler Truth.
Yeah, thank you. I was struggling.
Gessler was the one that brought it up, Josh.
Look, it's been a long everything.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to. I have a couple of those like little like, oh, someone says this, and then that's the whole note. Like, there's nothing else.
I don't think Culp can come back. He was pretty dead. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think he just was thrown over the side of the boat. I don't necessarily think that means he's dead.
Didn't he end up with Felison and what's his face, and they had to fight somebody off, and he died like on fire or
that was
bullshit?
that was the bee guy. That was some
Josh
that was
is 100%. Josh is 100% correct.
Yeah,
Really?
he ended up with Felison and what's his face, and he ended up fighting that swarm guy and like used fire to help fight, but then he died.
No,
he was there too.
Josh is 100% correct.
He ended up with them, India. Yes, I know the Talon guy, what's his face, was there too, but Culp ended up with Felison and him.
What about the guy
Bowden?
then that has the two swords in his hand that he can't put down? I thought that was the guy with Felison.
That guy was also with Felison.
That is Bowden.
They were both there, India.
Fucking.
We should really talk about this chapter.
I'm glad I'm not crazy, Pete. I was like, I'm positive Culp, we saw him die with them.
Interesting. That's funny.
Well, luckily, back in Reaper's Gale, chapter 17, we end up actually, I think, getting a little attraction. We get a little hot. You know, we are back with Hedge, who actually did die and is somehow alive. Well, as a ghost.
Spooky.
And is this new that we're finding out that Emroth is like allegianced to the crippled god?
That is new.
New info.
Well, that was fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about his response, India? To blow her up.
Right. It depends, like, when she's like, well, what are you going to do with the thing? And he's like, well, it depends on your answer. And then, yeah. Good times. How do you guys...
Wild.
So what was do you guys feel like that's you see, I think my thing is, hosting this show, for me, nothing ever really seems like a big deal. So... Like, nothing seems like, oh, wow, that was a big reveal, because I have no fucking idea what's going on. So I'm wondering, to you, was this a big reveal? Were you like, oh my God, this is crazy? Or were you just like, okay, moving on? This is a question for everyone. Maybe you know what, actually, I changed my mind. It's a question for Josh.
I thought it was a little, not really. I thought it was kind of a waste of the last bit with Hedge, because, like, now he just, reveals his ghost bomb powers and kills her, and then is just like, and now I'm off. Like, it felt kind of weird that got introduced his character only for them to immediately be disposed of. So, does
that feel weird to you?
A little bit. I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of thought it was like that happened. It didn't really stick with me then. It felt just like we did some extra work to get Hedge from point A to point B. It was fine.
Yeah. I feel like because she's one of the Unbound, right? She's an Unbound Talana Mass.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that was just to serve like just so you know, any Unbound Talana Mass are probably with the crippled god, which I feel like we kind of knew already, right? With the Toblakai gods or whatever that Karsa, the seven, like didn't we know that they were unbound and they were also with the crippled god?
Yes.
Okay, so that wasn't really the reveal there. That was just like all of the Unbound are. Anyway, I think the wildest thing here for me is that Talan, or maybe not Talan, is located in the Jaghut underworld, and there are no Jaghut ghosts because they didn't believe in an afterlife or something. That part was so confusing.
I kind of love it, of course. It's very funny. It'll come out soon. I just talked to Iskar Jarek about A Sail, which is a book somewhat related. And I kind of just love the idea that, like, these people have this history and are, like, mingled and together in a way, you know?
So A Sail is the Jaghut underworld?
No, totally different thing. That's a real world continent. And by real world continent, I mean a continent in the fictional Malazan Book of the Fall.
It's real to me, Pete.
Yeah. And then we just end the Hedge section with him being like, yeah, and Starfall Demolane has the power to destroy Warrens, and it's made of dragon blood. And that's the end of the section. And I'm like,
It's made of the blood of dragons, and it can destroy the Warrens.
What?
Yeah, I put that in the category of Steve's on his bullshit, where he just says stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, fine. Totally,
yep.
Seems like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It sure seems like a big deal, but man, was it just like I was getting hit over the head with like proper nouns and like a history book. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like somebody brought a history of Napoleon. It was like, learn it.
Darn it, guy.
Anyway.
Guys, bring it in. Bring it the fuck in. We're headed out of here to my personal favorite part. The lava kittens. The lava kittens.
They're such a... Okay.
They're just eating stuff.
Yeah.
They're just little babies, little babies. I've been trying to look up what they look like. No pictures. So I'm just imagining real kittens, big teeth, adorable.
Wow.
So sweet. Yeah. But anyway, this is kind of, I don't know, things always seem to be a little more, which I hate to say because, mind you, these were never my favorite people to be around, but Quickben, Trull, and Onrack honestly happen to be the most interesting part of this chapter, in my humble opinion. So we're still obviously going through that place that we're in, but I really liked the conversation that I think Quickben and Onrack were having about how he doesn't always have to be like on for Trull. And I thought that was really sweet. And then he like frowned when Trull came back and was like showing some sad boy energy and was like, and I don't know, thought it was sweet. Loved it.
Wow.
AJ?
Yeah, I mean, I also loved it, but I'm so happy that we're on the same page right now. But I do also love how everyone was like, Trull, buddy. Like, not everything has to be such a big deal. Like, you don't have to cry at everything, dude. Like, relax.
It did feel like the first moment that, like, they acknowledged that anyone in the story acknowledged that maybe people are being sad too much,
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
Because, usually every character in this story, not everyone, a lot of the characters in stories are walking around being like, have you ever considered whether all humans are trapped in this cycle of foolishness? And then it's like, and then most people act like it's a normal way to, a lot of people act like it's a normal way to talk. So I feel like it's kind of fun to, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's big facts. It's absolutely, that was my biggest issue, with Trull and Onrack. They're so annoyingly depressed. Who can relate to that?
This reminds me of when you told Perrin that he should just get over it or whatever you told him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because of the what was it? The headaches?
The stomach ache.
The stomach ache.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Oh, my little tummy hurts.
Yeah. Wow.
Chronically, I have a chronic tummy ache.
Some people have IBS, Perrin. Relax.
Yeah, literally.
It was not okay. Whatever.
The most mundane of issues.
It was not a okay. Let's move on.
Inner barking spirit. IBS.
And then, right as quickly as we were told that we don't always have to be sad all the time, we launch into our really very sad stories.
We share some drama.
To really just cement it in.
I wish we kind of got to hear more about the trauma or how Trull thinks about some of the trauma he talks about with the aerosol. I don't know. I kind of wish we heard that conversation in a way.
I totally forgot. I know the name aerosol. I remember that it like was the thing that like pushed people to do things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it pushed Bottle, but it's that ancient spirit. And then in the fourth book, it kind of rapes Trull, if you'll remember.
Yeah. I don't remember, but okay.
Yeah, it happens in it's like
a one sentence. It's like in a dream thing.
Oh, and then we said that it was only one sentence, and that was like wild because the other ones are kind of like paragraphs.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, that is that sure. I guess in a way that's something I brought up. Yeah,
in a way.
Just
anyway, that's not all I wanted to say. Was I wanted to hear that conversation, but
yeah, no, I agree. And then the promise that Quickben was talking about was the one he made to Shadow Throne, right? Or to Hood or whatever. Who did he make the promise to? We do know. We saw him make the promise. I just don't know what I don't fully remember what it is. You want to just tell us, Pete, instead of just kind of saying,
Mm-hmm.
And then they hear the sound of the cussa. Whose cussa is it? Is it Hedge's or is it the one that Fiddler threw? Anybody know? Because I don't.
It's the one that Hedge. It's the one that Hedge threw.
I didn't even think about Fiddler's exploding through. No, you know what?
Because I have no idea in proximity where they are to each other.
It's got to be Hedge because they're all in the same place. Because Hedge was heading towards the place these guys already are.
I really want it to be Hedge, but listen. When in the beginning of the chapter, when Fiddler and the rest are all ambushed, Sans gets teleported through a hole and they're like, oh, his munitions didn't explode. And then someone's like, yeah, they exploded on the other side of the portal. So I don't know. But I don't know why he would go to Talan. I'm pretty sure it's Hedge, but
yeah,
But Sans is whoever Sans is. They're Sans Undertale anyway. Their munitions exploded on the other side of a portal. So I'm looking forward to a one sentence reveal later in the book that's like, if you're paying attention, sand stuff exploded here.
I am not looking forward to that and likely won't even recognize it. It'll be a random explosion that happened for the first time. Yeah. So then we end with Shirk Alal, and she has to be the one that leads the Malazans, I think.
Yeah, that's what they're insinuating.
Which is fucking crazy if we think about where Shirk started and then decided. Talk about manifesting, you know?
Talk about manifesting.
Yep, and Twilight is the queen of the shakes, and that's all we got. I mean, that was it. That was the chapter.
That's it. That's the chapter.
Pete, sorry, may I ask a question?
No.
Fuck. All right, fine. Pete, there's a whole, or I guess just everybody, but mostly Pete, there's a whole dead smell section where he just like drops a whole bunch of lore about the shake.
Yeah.
And he says like, would you be surprised if I told you the word for twilight in your original language was Yenander, and that Antovis meant night or dark? And just like, I don't know, Yenander sounds close to Animander, and like it's talking about dark and stuff. And then Darieg. Oh, okay. And he says, I'm not sure what Darieg is. We'll need to ask Sandalith.
Oh.
Why would Sandalith know? But Yadanis is watch. I don't know. It's just like so much.
Too many things.
It's too many things, but it seems like it's really trying to reveal something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to reveal either. I get what you're saying though, AJ. It's like we're on the cusp, but
right, we're on the cusp. Pete, do you think we're on the cusp? Is the thing? Oh God.
I think you are like waist deep in the pool.
But we're in the pool. That's like halfway.
That's pretty good.
What I mean is like
AJ got it.
Like we're in it.
The Shake are Tisty Andy.
Yeah, the Shake are related to Tisty Andy somehow.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I didn't get that at all, AJ. Woo! I'm so impressed with you. I did not get that at all.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. I think it's because
they're like related to. They're not Tisty Andy, right?
Okay, but still, that's closer to Tisty Andy than most people are,
yes,
right?
They're much closer to Tisty Andy than most people.
So, okay, wait. I'm just thinking this through live on air right now. The witches or mages, whatever, they have talons, right? I first thought of them as like bird talons, but what if they're like dragon talons, like their claw? Like, so they have there's some sort of dragon in the Shake bloodline somehow.
Now, do you find that dragon and bird talons are different? I always thought they were pretty similar.
I think they're pretty similar, but that's what I mean. Like when you hear talons, they're like, oh, it looks. I mean, they're birds, but like they could easily be dragon.
Shake, shake, shake.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, the
shake, shake, shake.
Ba-da-da-ba-da.
Shake your talons. Shake your talons.
I didn't expect the visual with that, India.
It's the hot dance craze that's sweeping TikTok.
The visual is to put your hands like you're squeezing and then shake them back and forth.
Right.
It's very good.
Shake.
T-Rex arms, if you will.
Yes.
Okay.
Dragon arms. Sorry.
Great. Chapter 18. Tribba and Noel's dad is Turadal Brizad, aka the Errant. Who knew? He believes Hanan Mosag sent Bruth and Trana back home and thinks about how the Malazans are killing mostly Eater, especially the mages. He then talks to Roulade and Hanan Mosag about strategy. He says the Eater and Lethery must stand together and suggests 2 lines of defense, and Roulade agrees. He then gets Roulade to resume the challenges, with Karsa going second to last and Akarium going last. Noel tells Roulade that his killing of Akarium, considered a god by the Assessor's people, will help prove Roulade a god himself. Tribba and Noel then talks to Karos and Vicdad about the economy. Vicdad reveals he has been using the Saboteur as cover for his own economic schemes, which have made him the wealthiest man in the Empire. They decide the 2 of them will control the Empire together. Karos and Vicdad goes to arrest the Saboteur. It's Bug. The Errant meets with Featherwitch. She speaks of having saved names of the spirits from the rising floods, and he informs her that the ice prison of the Eater's sea demon is failing. Featherwitch orders him to stop Mail, aka Bug, and plans to recruit Udanas. The errant travels to an old temple to Mail and begins to weave a ritual. Bug meets with his advocate and begins the chain of defaults that will bring down the economy. The advocate is not happy. Janath and Tehol discuss why he's tanking the economy and come to the understanding that it is for the good of everyone, and also that he will take responsibility for what happens. Tinal Yathvanar arrives to arrest Bug. He announces his purpose, and though Bug isn't there, arrests Janath as a fugitive and Tehol for harboring her. Bug returns to find them taken. He plans to go get them using an Elder God's rage unleashed. He sends Ublala off. He begins to use his power, but then is caught in the errant's trap that was set earlier. Roulade sees ghosts. Binidas, Fear, Trull, Udanas, and Nisal. He's just been told his parents drowned in the flooded cells. Quickben and Hedge meet, and Trull and Onrack watch while Trull cries. Trull is always crying, and Onrack always wants to talk about it, so Trull begins to speak about it. Okay! Woo-oo! Ooh-oo! We're on our way to chapter 18!
Wow.
Let's go. Okay, so we start out with our good old friend, Tribben Knoll.
Good friend?
Good friend. That's right. We're all Tribben Knoll fans now.
I don't know.
We're in the Knoll hole, baby.
Oh, shit.
That's facts.
I have to
that's the Puster bust for the season.
We tribbed right into this
Tribbed into the Knoll hole.
Great. Very good. Very good. Very good.
I have to tell you, I just find the fact that like he also is like abusing children to be totally unnecessary, and
yeah.
I don't think it adds anything.
Yeah, Steve really went from 0 to 100 on this guy. We're like, I didn't know.
We were going like 50.
I knew yeah, you're right. He was like 50. He sucked shit, and then also a pedophile just really cemented that.
I just think it makes the story less interesting. I don't know. That's my opinion. Like
it adds nothing to the story. I didn't even know that he did that.
Yeah, it's just like a one line. He's like, I'm going to abuse a child tonight to feel powerful.
It's like,
hey,
I'm going to go back to my room and abuse a kid. And it's like, okay, I guess.
Wait, but is that who then, Ruth?
Yeah, the mom. What about her?
Did the mom and the dad were talking about some, like, these names are so hard for me, as I always say.
Fair.
So Tribben Knoll is the one, was that the person who was, who was like keeping that lady in the basement?
Taros no, that's the main guy.
That was Yathvanar.
Tanal Yathvanar.
Tanal Yathvanar.
Fuck these names.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Tribben Knoll is the Lether Chancellor next to...
the Chancellor.
Yeah.
Got it. The names, like when I read it, it's fine, but then when I'm reading it back, I'm like...
Huh? Yeah.
Hence, our good friend Tribben Knoll. Not a friend. Take it back. Our good enemy. All right. So, how did you guys feel about like coming into that section? I don't know if we've talked since about Hen and Mosag killing Ruth and Trana. Mm-hmm. So, no one knows that at this point, correct?
Right.
I didn't know that. Okay. And so then Tribben Knoll just has no idea where.
Yeah.
Yes, got it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Coming back in. I don't know. What'd you feel like?
I just realized, too, this is devastating.
What?
AJ, you can keep this in the show.
Okay.
Earlier, I spoiled something for AJ and India. For the first time ever on the history of this show, I purposely told them a spoiler because I thought it would be interesting, I guess, and I'm sleepy. I don't know. I've made a terrible mistake. But we can't even keep that in the show, because then we would spoil future books for people who are reading this book. So we can't even use that audio.
Wait, can we use the audio and you just bleep it out.
Yeah, I'll bleep it. That'll be funny.
I wasn't even here for it, so I'm still so completely lost.
Well, yeah, that was technically in a break, so it doesn't need to be in the episode. But I think bleeping it would be funny.
Yes,
I'll put it after the credits, and I will bleep out the names.
Okay.
So if you're listening to the show,
or you could put it unspoiled after the credits. I just feel such great shame, and I would like to ever ask all of my listeners to formally forgive me. I've deeply wronged you and the entire listener base.
As far as spoilers go, that one feels pretty light, honestly.
I am so sorry. I'm actually going to resign from the show. So from now on, it's just going to be the three of them, and they're
talking about these books that we don't understand.
Yeah,
there'll be no Peter. So I'm sorry, and India, take it away. You're now you're fully. I pass you all responsibilities in regards to the show.
In that case, thank you all for listening.
And we out.
We actually are going to stop at Reaper's Gale. That this was the last episode. Surprise! Woo!
No, anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so we're back to Hanan Mos. So coming into Hanan Mosag, he says that he knows, what the Malazans are around for, and he doesn't want to tell anyone. He's only going to tell Roulade. How do you guys feel about this conversation? Like, how do you guys feel about what's going on? We're just getting back after being only with the Bone Hunters. We're coming back into the Leathery Eater world, palace. It's a lot more different. I feel like it's interesting to go from two chapters like this, one being the Bridge Hunters, Bone Burners. And times ain't easy, but they're all bros. They're all working toward a common goal, They're all sirs, and I love that everyone's a sir, by the way.
Yeah, I love that stuff. That's great. I think I noticed in Memories of Ice, somebody called a female officer a sir, and I was like, nice.
Yeah. Somebody called, I think, either Hellion Sir or Sort Sir, and I was like, yeah, love it. Anyway, but then we go to like the Eater Leathery place, and it's totally just a complete different, like, it's just a shift from like, we're all palling around, calm, cool, collected, like shit goes down, but we got this, we're working together. To like, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you, and I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what you're doing, and I'm not telling you, I'm only telling him. And I don't know, I just feel like it's just a very there's just a lot of chaos. I hate to say it, but there's like a lot. It's pure chaos. I feel when I read about Leathery and the Eater. And I'm wondering how you guys feel coming into this chapter. The first thing you're hearing is someone doesn't know that Hanan Mosag killed someone else. Hanan Mosag comes back and is like, I know why people are here, and I'm only telling Roulade alone because obviously, God knows, I don't even know. But how do you guys feel? What are your thoughts?
India, I love that observation. I didn't even make that connection. That was like, we just went from this entire set. First of all, I didn't realize the entire last section was all Bone Hunter stuff. Wild. And then we go from like this group that's like just implicit trust at all times because that's all we have, to this group that is like implicit distrust at all times because that's all we have.
Literally.
It's really good.
That's so cool. That is such a great observation.
Thank you so much. And you really said it in one sentence, and it took me a good 3 minutes to get that whole thought out.
No, but I think it's a lot though. Like, that's wild. As far as the actual conversation goes, yeah, I don't know. It was annoying. I was like, man, this stinks.
It was annoying, but I will say I at least enjoyed Hanan Mosag being around and at least playing politics more than when it's just like another scene of him being in the basement and being a weirdo. And just like, it's like, what's Hanan Mosag doing? He's being a weirdo, and like, or he's going to talk to Featherwitch, or he's like just being around. So I don't know. I enjoy like politicking so much, and I enjoy being in the throne room and having people politic. So I enjoy this type of scene in a sense.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like Hanan Mosag is kind of sucking shit though at this politics thing nowadays? Because he really just like does fuck all to try and like get this audience,
Yeah, I feel like he's just so worked up that he no longer knows how to do it. And I feel like it's kind of connected to what Pete said of like, it's been so long since we've seen Hanan Mosag in kind of a situation like this, where I think it's just like, maybe he's out of practice, but also his whole body has been like melted, and probably his mind as well. So that probably also comes into account. But
oh yeah, you aren't wrong.
But no, yeah, I totally agree though. It did seem he was just like really kind of scrambling the whole time. And I mean, especially next to Trip and Noel, who has been this person who has like had this like perfect handling, not perfect, but like for him, it's worked out like this perfect handling of like, you know, his words and the throne room rule and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Two completely different energies from these gentlemen.
For sure.
We also find out that he's the Errant's kid.
Oh my god! But also he fucks the Errant sometimes.
Wait.
I
missed that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, right?
Okay, so the Chancellor is the Errant's kid. Okay.
Wait.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, we get that.
How?
Well, he's the kid of the Errant when the Errant was being the consort. Maybe I forget, not the consort.
To the queen.
Terodal Brizad from the fifth book.
Yeah, the King Asgara from the other book. The queen is the mom of Terodal Brizad, and fucking the Errant is the dad. But then, and they know, and he says that, like, you know, he's never officially told by either of them that that's his dad. But then he also then goes on to say that later he would just go on to also fuck his dad. It's absolutely bizarre. And
what?
And also, like, you would think somewhere in there he would then go, weird how my dad has literally been the same age my entire life and has never looked any different and never aged a single day. Isn't that? And it's just kind of always around. Isn't that weird?
Was this the whole section that you're talking about, that the hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with the hands talk.
He talked about his dad's hands being so good at being, you know, artistry, but looking so bad. And then his looking so nice, but being so bad at everything. And he goes, yes, my dad, fucking whatever they call the Errant. Oh my God.
Terodal Brizad.
So weird and gross.
I don't understand.
Why not needed at all.
The Errant is a real person who exists or is in air.
Yes.
He was in the fifth book.
He still is in this one. This one he sort of is.
So the Eris all.
Completely different.
Errant. The Errant. He's the guy who can nudge people to like make them do.
I thought that was the Eris all.
No, that's the Errant.
When you talked earlier about the aerosol nudging, that was a totally different person who assaulted Troll.
You guys. Okay, wait. So the Errant is the one that told them, like, when they all left after killing Roulade, they all left and they nudged someone to go as well.
Yes.
The brother.
Fear.
That was the Errant.
Yeah.
And that was a real person who did that.
Yeah, it was a real person who's actually a god. So it's like Bug.
Like Bug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Steve.
Okay. Jeez Louise.
Moving on.
Anyway. And then oh God, sorry.
No, please.
No, well, you're the one, you're hosting. I don't know.
I sometimes when I host like it to be actually surprise. AJ pops in and says something.
We then get a conversation between the two worst people in the book. Trip and Noel and Taros and Vicdad. Karis and Vicdad are like, hey, I suck. And it's like, nah, I suck worse. It's not actually the conversation,
and that's what I mean. Don't we already hate these guys? I don't know why he has to bang kids for it to also be like, I just feel like I don't really get it. But.
I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah. Just drive it home, you know, really drive it home that these dudes suck shit and they have no redeemable qualities.
Yeah. I agree.
So they talk. I just need clarification because they go back and forth a lot and there's a lot of proper nouns here. So Triv Noel has been talking to Rautos Hivenar, and Rautos Hivenar, who's the head of the Liberty Consign, has been giving money to Karos and Vicdad that Karos and Vicdad has been using to fund the Patriotists.
I believe that to be fact.
Okay, I just really had to. It was really kind of just like. But Karos and Vicdad is also doing something with the money to try and destabilize the Liberty Consign.
Karos and Vicdad is saying that they have figured out who. So he has been asking for money from Rautos Hivenar for stuff. but with the express purpose of actually just getting all of his money, not really needing it as much as he's saying he is. Because he's also trying to destabilize things. But unlike Tehol, who's trying to destabilize things to bring down everybody, Karos Vicdad is like, I'm going to play the game, destabilize everything, end up as the richest man here, and rebuild this empire in my own image.
Right. Okay. But then at the same time, does he like inadvertently try and take credit for like Bug's schemes?
100%. He's trying to play off Tehol and Bug as like sort of small fries in his grand ambitions, which is like, fuck off, dude.
Okay.
But I also think there's an element there where he's trying to act like that's a part of his plan and the situation's under control and that there isn't like him being out of control.
Okay. Thank you. I just really wanted to make sure I got that right. Because similar to the military stuff, the economic stuff, also really hard for me. Anyway.
Moving right along. I'm glad that we could clear that up. We all feel very economically savvy at this point, and we are ready to launch into some other bullshit, which is the Errant and fucking Featherwitch.
Mm-hmm.
Trap City, baby.
Is anybody else surprised at like Featherwitch's the only word I could really think of is audacity.
Yeah. Surprised by it? No.
She has that terrible line too where she's like talking about worship as like a weapon or something.
Yeah, I know how to use your power.
Yeah.
Better than you do.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, poor Udonis," you know.
Yeah.
Right, because she plans on bringing him into the fold to stop. Yeah. What is she trying to do? What do they want? Anybody know what they want? Anybody know what the final goal is of the Errant and now working with Featherwitch? Anyone?
Not particularly. I think they're kind of vaguely fighting against the crippled god is like the Errant, but I don't really know anymore. There's too many gods and too many things they want to do.
Interesting.
I think the Errant is just trying to like get everything back to how it was like a year ago. And Featherwitch is just trying to get as much power as she can. Because she also talks about knowing the names of the forgotten gods and like wanting to invoke them also under her power somehow. So I think she's just out for power, which is not fun.
That's fair. Who isn't?
Power for power's sake.
So yeah, that's that. I don't really know where that's going. Really, really interesting. We love to see it. I have no fucking idea what's going on. Anyway, so then I don't really know if it was like super relevant, but we also, I guess it is super relevant. And we also kind of discover that Featherwitch wants the Errant to take down male bug. Is that
Featherwitch wants that?
Well, it's just like they plan it and then they do it. So
okay.
But that's my thing is like my confusion right now is that I don't really understand. Like things keep happening and I don't know if it's a part like why it's happening. And that keeps happening. That's my trend of everything that happens in this book. And then there's like connections to be made, but I'm still not making them. And so that's kind of frustrating. And it's really kind of hard to like lead a story when I don't really know what's actually important. So that's why I really do appreciate you stepping in sometimes, AJ, if you want. Because I keep saying, like, I don't know if this is relevant, but this happened because I literally just don't know. Anyway, getting back into it, they also believe that they know who is sabotaging the economy and they are going to arrest them. Whoever that may be.
Mm-hmm. Who could it be? But I mean, I guess they know, right? So,
right. So we meet back up then with Tehol and Janath, where everyone's just, chatting, talking, all the common things that we talk about, sadness and how bad everything is. And Tenal Yathvinar comes to arrest no other than Bug.
But Bug's not there.
He's not.
Yeah.
And then arrests
Janath
and Tehol.
I have to say, I've never had such a sinking pit in my stomach feeling as this scene because why did Tehol not just be like, get the fuck out of here? Because if Tenal Yathvinar shows up and it's just Tehol, he's going to be like, oh, where's Bug? And he'll be like, I don't know. But having Janath here just ruins everything. And I feel so worried about the two of them now in the clutches of the Patriotists. Like, so unbelievably upset that they have been caught.
And then Mail comes to try and find them.
So then Bug comes back. He sees that his friends were taken and is like, well, I guess I gotta use that fucking elder thing and do what I do, which is mostly crazy and wild. TBT to when he just kind of, I don't know what he did. Remember that time when Tehol died? And he just kind of ripped people apart?
Yeah.
Incredible. Love to see it. Wish I could do that. But plans to use that, gets caught in the Errant's trap, and shit. Then that's where we end there. Oh no, what's gonna happen? We don't know. We flip to Roulade, who was just told that his fucking parents are dead.
Was that
literally everyone he knows is dead?
Is that real?
Is what real?
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Are his parents really dead? Is that real, or was that like a dream he was having?
Oh, no, that has to be real. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just don't know, because then we spend a lot of time in his head in like a dream thing, so I wasn't sure how much of it is like.
Well, yeah, he's seeing these dreams because of the message he just got about his parents. That's what has set him off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a crazy off-screen way to kill them. I did not see that coming at all.
Who's the one that gave the message? Because if it was Trib and Noel, then there's no fucking way it's true.
It's definitely true. They were never gonna. Once they got down there, they were never coming back up, man. Never a hope they were ever gonna make it back up.
All right.
Which is kind of crazy though, because Urith, how do you guys say that name?
Urith, yeah.
Urith is magical, right?
Yeah, she's like
shadows.
She's like a witch.
But she was not in shadows. She was in darkness.
She was in darkness,
explicitly
right.
said they were making sure it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I hope not to, but that sucks. Roulade now is just who knows? Roulade has
love this
some
whole
battles
scene.
to do.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it is heartbreaking.
Obviously it's sad, but it's great. I don't know. It's just perfect. It's a perfect fucking scene. 10 out of 10. All the brothers. We see all the stuff. I don't know. It's just, what else do you want? You know?
It's so good.
It's his self-loathing finally like fully taking him over. Like these are the battles that we never see happening. Like we've never gotten this like full POV inside his head.
We're culminating.
Yeah.
And then we also learned earlier, which also sucks, is like after finding this news, Roulade's gonna have to do these battles, which I hope that we actually see, because if we don't, I'm gonna cry. But like seeing the inner workings of this poor individual's mind, it's just like, what does he even have left? Like, and I'm sure if he was allowed to, he'd be like, just kill me.
Oh yeah, I mean he kind of says it here. It's like, I've died 1,000 deaths, but I can't be free, something like that.
Right. Then so that sucks, and it's crazy to think about in the beginning, like in the last book, when I'm like, haha, fuck Roulade. Now it's just like, there's literally, you can't feel anything but just sad when Roulade comes back, which is like interesting and crazy. But good job, Steve. Love it. Then we switch to Trull. He's crying because Quickben meets with Hedge. How does that happen? Guys, anybody? Is Hedge still dead?
Yeah, but the Hedge was just heading into the place that the other three have been in for a little bit now. Yeah, they've been in Talon, so.
Yeah.
And he's visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghosts are visible.
Because he was visible, like when he was with Perrin, he was visible. So it's like that same situation.
Oh yeah. You're right. I forgot about that. And they're reunited and it's beautiful. Trull's crying. Shocker. And that's where we end, baby.
Yeah, really, really sweet moment. I can't believe I forgot about that when we were talking about it earlier. But one thing that we kind of glossed over, because it's not really anything, but the part, like, we knew that Hedge had entered into the same area that Quickben and them were, because after he blows Emroth up, he walks up to her body parts and it's like, oh man, that's a nice looking leg. She was probably hot. Bummer, I had to blow her up.
Yeah. What a crazy sentence.
It was a wild thing. It's the shapely thigh on the ground or something. I was like, Jesus Christ. We don't have to make pieces of a body.
Have
like,
a little.
This ghost is horny.
Yeah, dude.
Just a soldier at the end of the day.
Good stuff. Yeah, Pete, I agree. I love that Roulade scene. I love this little reunion here at the end. I do also, when Tehol, and jumping back a little bit, when Tehol and Janath are having that whole conversation before Yathvanar shows up, they're talking about like what wealth means and stuff, and like all of that junk. and Janath is saying that he's like wrong for like, where's the virtue and morality in like doing this whole thing. And he has this whole chunk that I think is just like, it's just another good quote in these books, just about like society and stuff and us living in a society.
We do live in a society.
We live in a society. So I just want to read like the end of it. Cause so he starts off this whole section with where's the virtue in any of it, talking about like in like capitalism more or less and like civilization and stuff, like where's the virtue in like holding up people who have more money against other people, all this stuff. And then the final sentiment in that whole thing is, where is the virtue in two sets of rules at odds with each other, and why are those fancy words like moral and ethical the first ones to bleat out from the mouths of those who lost sight of both in their climb to the top? Since when did ethics and morality become weapons of submission? Just it's a
good question.
Good quotes.
Really good quote. I think, raises, I mean, this whole, we've talked about Lether being this whole allegory of like, money and capitalism and all this stuff. But I just think this is a really good encapsulation. And to hear it from Tehol, and for him to be like, here are the reasons I'm doing what I am. And like, we've kind of known why he was doing it, right? But like, well,
in a way, right, he's arguing for revolution, right?
Yeah, exactly. And just to see him in this like moment of complete sincerity be like, yo, fuck this system, fuck these people.
He's never fully been like ranting and raving about it before. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like totally earnest, which I love. I really, really loved it.
No.
I just wanted to bring that up before we ended the episode.
Before
Thank you.
We ended the episode, my turn.
Yeah.
I do want to say I was on the phone with my good friend AJ Fileri the other day.
That's me.
I was like, oh, I really want to tell you about, I was kind of drunk. I was like, I really want to tell you about, ask you this thought I have about Malazan. I really want to talk to you about this idea. And then I was like, but I guess I can't tell you until you maybe finish the 10th book. So I have to say, I feel like more than ever, and maybe that's why I went rogue earlier, I just feel like so anxious to just talk to you guys about all of the books. But we are not quite there yet,
Yeah, still a little bit of a ways.
So close, and yet still so far.
But consider we're 7 books deep, essentially. That is pretty far,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a friend about the podcast, Stephanie.
Shout out Stephanie, what up? She'll never listen either.
Yeah, literally. And she was like, you still are doing that? You're not done yet?
People ask me that all the time. Yeah, all the time.
No.
People really, it's like,
I'm like, you don't understand how big these fucking books are.
It's like it's like 2 or 3 a year is what we can throw. So
yeah.
Well, what I was going to say is we're going into the 4th book, and I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are before we go into kind of the closing parts. Or, you know what? We're always predicting the end of things. Here's a good question. Going in the final part, Josh, what's the storyline in this book that you've enjoyed the most thus far?
Ooh, awesome question, PB.
Wow, Pete. I really like, especially because of how fucking nothing it has to do with anything else. I love the Red Mask shit. I love that it's just these plains battles halfway across this continent that have fuck all to do with the rest of the story, and I'm so invested in it. Because why is it happening? That's what I want to know.
I knew you were going to pick that, Josh. India, what about you?
That's a really, 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 really hard question. Josh, I don't know how you came up with an answer so fast. I pick, okay. You know what? This one, I'm going to pick actually Karsa and Saren Pedak.
Do you mean?
I really like.
Do you mean Karsa and
Samar Dev?
Samar Dev. Those are the same people to me. Those are another one of those names that are the same. Samar Dev and Karsa. Yeah, I really like how their relationship is progressing. Not gonna lie. I'm shipping it.
Really?
Yeah.
She's shipping it.
Wow.
I don't know. Karsa got a little jelly in the last.
He did. I liked it.
Chapters. So I don't know. I just feel like they really balance each other out. Savage killer.
Witch.
Scholarly Samar.
Yeah.
It just goes together. It's like, nurses and cops.
Classic pairing.
I have no idea what to make of that. AJ, what about you?
Yeah, I think I think my favorite storyline so far is the troll Onrack quick bend stuff. I mean, I think it's kind of predictable.
Shocking.
Kind of predictable
Shocking.
for me. Yeah. But I think the one, honestly, the only reason that this one I'm about to bring up isn't my current favorite is because so little has happened in it, is the Twilight stuff, the shake stuff. I am all in on that. I am loving I'm loving the, like, since she showed up and met her brother, I was like, oh, this is gonna be sick. But just like nothing really. It's every time we talk to them, we get like a teeny bit of stuff happening. Like I feel like that storyline is just moving so much slower than all the other ones. So I think right now it's the Quick Ben trio is my favorite part of this book. My favorite group in this book.
Interesting to hear. Well,
what about you, PB?
Me? That's easy. I think what I've enjoyed the most this read through is revisiting some of the Saren Pedak, Udonis, White Crow.
No, India, different people.
Nice.
Different people in.
Never mind.
So I think that's been really nice to revisit. And I'll share some more thoughts about all that when we eventually finish reading Reaper's Gale.
Woo!
Speaking of which, I think we're set up to Josh and AJ are going to host, and then I'll bring us back to the home base.
Hoorah!
So
nice. How exciting!
I think this episode will come out
right before the new year. Happy New Year, everyone!
Right before the new year, right? So happy New Year, and you know what? 2022.
Don't you fucking say it. Just leave
it. Wait.
Damn.
2022.
Just leave it.
Just shut up.
That's the tagline for 2022. Just
fucking leave it.
Just fucking leave it.
Don't say it.
Don't you dare.
Imagine Ryan Seacrest. Happy 2022, everyone. Just fucking leave it.
Just fucking leave it.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
You're welcome for an awesome podcast hosted by yours truly, the India with the mostest. Check us out on 10 Very Big Books on Twitter and the Patreon. So if you guys want to take a quick couple minutes to read through, and then we'll launch right in.
I'm gonna get some water.
Can I tell you guys a little secret that Josh won't know?
Oh yeah.
Do you know about?
Sure.
You know, she's actually related to a character we know.
Is it?
You know this. Boom, baby.
Oh my God.
What did I just walk
That's
into?
Fucking crazy.
Oh
that's fucking crazy. Because
What happened?
Mom?
Oh.
Mommy?
Sorry.
Exactly.
Do we tell Josh? Because you said Josh won't know.
The thing is, you could have put it together. So I think we should just not tell Josh. I think that's what we should do.
It's not, Josh, it's nothing relevant to anything that happened in these chapters. It's just a piece of information.
Great. I do not need more of those in my life. I am set here.
Literally.
I kind of regret telling you it, but I don't know. It's not super important, actually. So
I'm dying by that. That makes so much fucking sense.
I mean, it's
this will go down, I think, as the only time I've spoiled something for you, too. All right.
Oh, I was right. I was right.
India, do not look into it.
That's what they just said. That's it.
India, do not look into it.
She's deep. She's waist deep in the pool, Pete.
For sure she is.
I stopped because I saw.
Oh my God, this is wild.
I should never have revealed that. This is my greatest mistake.
No, it's good.
All right, let's move on.